Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Sandhya, I'm a travel blogger, and this video is part of my Thailand series. So you know that if you're following me on Instagram that I've been to Thailand recently, and the most asked question is how to apply for a visa, because Thailand visa is visa on arrival. So in this entire video I'm going to cover all the details that you need to know how to apply for, how to get a visa on arrival as soon as you land in Thailand. So stay tuned for it. So guys, before I go ahead, I just want to give you a little background that some of the Asian countries have this visa on arrival. So before even you apply, book your tickets, make sure that you go to the website and find out what are the documents that you need to know and what are the latest policies, because during the pandemic a lot of things have changed. Like the people who have traveled 6 months before me had an option that they need to fill Thai pass and they need to quarantine, but when I was going there was no Thai pass required, no quarantine, no medical insurance also required. So the rules are changing constantly, depends upon how dynamic the situations are becoming. So make sure you always check the latest reel. So this video I'm recording in the month of August because I've just been to Thailand like last month. So these are the most updated rules. So guys, the first thing is the documentation. The first part is the COVID protocol. So you need to have a completely fully vaccinated of both the doses certificate with you, and when you're actually taking the printout, so the COVID app will give you an option of clicking the international certificate. So the only difference between the domestic and international certificate is the international certificate has your passport number mentioned in that. And the other thing is like there's no need for Thai pass. I know most of the bloggers have said that you have to have Thai pass, but then the rules have changed. No need for Thai pass, no need for quarantine, and also mask is optional. So you do not have to wear mask in any part of Thailand unless if you go to some crowded places or some kind of restaurants. They would put a board if you actually have to wear the mask. Otherwise, you're totally feel free to throw your mask and walk around Thailand. So the next thing is the passport. So the passport should be valid at least minimum 3 months after the intended travel, and also it should have 2 blank pages, and also the passport should not be more than 10 years old. So the next comes is the picture for the visa. So make sure you go to the studio and click the picture, and you have to tell it's for Thai visa, and the photo studio guys will know it. And I'll also mention in the details description below what are the exact measurements, and also make sure you print a matte finish, because Thai visa is for matte finish picture and not a glossy one. The next comes is the application form. The application form is very simple. It will just ask you questions of your date of birth, your full name, what is written on the passport, when are you entering, when are you exiting, and whether your hotel details are booked or whether somebody has invited you or you're going on your own. And it's a very simple application form. You can download it from online. So I downloaded the recent form, but then after I went there, after I landed, they have told me that the form is not valid, but don't worry, they are going to give you the updated form for free of cost. So don't worry about that. So the next thing is the cover letter. So the cover letter basically tells you it's just a request form that you're applying for embassy. So to the embassy consulate of Thai embassy. So I am Sandhya, and this is my passport number, and I am intending to travel to Thailand as a tourist, and I am planning to stay for so many days, and my hotel reservation is booked, my flights are booked. So, and you have to give a basic itinerary that which parts of Thailand you're traveling, whether you're going to Phuket, how many days you're staying, you're going to Krabi or Bangkok. So basically it will tell you, it will help the embassy to track your whereabouts. In this you should also show a complete details of your bookings. So in this application also you can mention the number of stays and who is accompanying with you, whether you're traveling alone or your family details and stuff. So guys, next comes the travel tickets and the hotel reservations. So basically you have to show to and fro tickets to the embassy. Like for example, when I went to Singapore and from there I went to Thailand, so I showed my Singapore to Thailand ticket, which is Chiang Mai, and then from Chiang Mai to Krabi, and Krabi to Bangkok, and Bangkok to India. So you might ask me like, okay Sandhya, like what if I decide to do some other city instead of Krabi? That is totally fine. You can just show these bookings and at the time of visa arrival, and once you are in the country you are free to go anywhere, provided you have good zero cancellation tickets, or if you're not losing money on that, so you are totally flexible. So this is only for visa purpose. The next thing is you need to show them the hotel reservation. Likewise, if you're saying that you're going to Krabi, you need to show the Krabi reservations. For example, if you are going to Krabi for 4 days and you got bored of the place and you wanted to go to some other place, but what happens to the hotel reservation? So always advisable that you book a hotel reservation or Airbnb or a hostel reservation or anything that gives you a good flexibility of zero cancellation, or you know that some of the tickets can be some of the hotel reservations can be cancelled within a certain period of time to get a full refund. So in that way you can be flexible whenever you're going to any new country. So guys, coming to travel insurance, I know it is optional for Thailand, and I've seen a lot of bloggers making reels that travel insurance is optional, but I certainly recommend that you should go for travel insurance, because we are living in uncertain times, and the medical conditions are changing, and the pandemic is throwing us different curveballs at any moment of time. So it is just like you will be spending 800 to 900 or maximum 1200 rupees for a good medical insurance coverage, because when you're on vacation anything can happen, and I'm sure like we don't have to use that, I hope, but I'm just saying, like in case of any kind of accidents or anything, the medical insurance will be like a good savior. So do not think of the thing, and don't fall for all those reels which say that travel insurance is optional. Just be safe when you're traveling. That's very important. The next comes as the most important thing is the financial documentation. So this is very important no matter what visa, which country you apply to. This is the proof that you can afford this trip, no matter which country you go to. So the documents depends on like what kind of employment you have. Like for example, I'm in IT, and I should show my 3 months pay slips and 3 months bank balance, with a good bank balance around 2 to 3 lakhs. And then also you need to show you need to submit your 3 months ITR returns, which is very, very important. If you're self-employed, you need to show your GST certificate and your bank statement, personal bank statement, and your office bank statement. And if you are a minor, or if you are dependent on your parents, then you need to show your parents' documentation. So this is very important, and also make sure that you have a good funds history in the thing. Like for example, if you have a bank account and suddenly you deposit 2 lakhs to show the embassy, that doesn't look good. So make sure you have a consistent bank balance when applying for a visa to show that bank statement. Okay, so we have all the documents and we have the flight tickets, and now it's time to fly to Thailand. So here are the few things that you should remember. So when I was reaching Chiang Mai, so Chiang Mai is my entry city in Thailand. So when I'm reaching Chiang Mai in the flight, so they will give you a small slip, immigration slip. So you need to fill in all the details. It has your basic details like your name, your passport number and everything, and just like a small slip. And once you fill the slip, as soon as you land, you will be directed to the immigration office. So here are the 2 things that you should remember. So because Chiang Mai, very few Indians come to Chiang Mai, the line is like hardly anything. In fact, there's no Indian who landed before me. So I'm the first person to go to the immigration. So surprisingly, like a lot of other passports, they did not have to go through visa on arrival. They just had to go through immigration, and they got the stamp, and then they entered the country. But for Indians, we were pulled to the side. So expect that once you show your blue passport, you will be escorted, and there is a separate queue for us. So if you are going to Phuket or Bangkok directly, these are the busiest places. So expect to have a longer queues, because a lot of Indians would prefer to enter Thailand through these cities, right? So expect a long queue. However, you also have an option where you can pay around 200 to 250 baht to go on an express queue. Even that itself is longer. So because I'm in Chiang Mai, and I was the first person to go, and then after me I saw one more Indian. So it took me 20 minutes. So basically they will see your documentation. The officer will see your documentation first, and then if you have a expired or a old format of application form, they'll give you a new format. You can sit and fill in there, and then check all the documents, and they will take all the printouts. So for me, I have taken a printouts of my hotel reservations and everything. So they will keep all these things with them, and then they're going to guide you to the immigration officer. So then the immigration officer they just take your visa and then the stamp, and then you can enter to Thailand. Also, there's one more important thing I forgot to emphasize, is that they only accept cash. So make sure that you carry 2,000 Thai baht for the visa. And also, so as soon as you go get your luggage, so you will have taxis there. So I suggest that you go through the airport prepaid taxi, which is quite cheaper. So yeah, that's it. So this is very simple process, and I hope you will have a very hassle-free travel to Thailand. And in case if I missed covering some points, make sure that you add it in the comment section. I'm going to pin that so that my viewers will know, and I will know if there are new policies or new changes, or if anything that I missed. Also, I'm making series on Singapore, and I'm also making series on how to get Schengen visa. Make sure you watch that, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment below if you have any questions. And in case if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and check my Instagram stories and reels, and you will get amazing travel and lifestyle content. Thank you so much for watching. Happy traveling, and I'll see you in my next series. Bye bye.